Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. Okay, you know that feeling, right? It's the end of a really hectic day. Maybe your phone's been blowing up, group chats going wild, work emails piling up. Maybe traffic was just, a total nightmare. And all you can really think about is that first drink when you get home. That feeling, super common. And today, we're going to look at why, specifically why your brain seems hardwired to crave alcohol when you're stressed out. And look, this isn't really about whether you enjoy having a drink sometimes. That's different. What we're digging into is that specific connection, stress, and the craving. The main thing I want you to take away right up front is this. If you find yourself wanting a drink just to de-stress, it's not some kind of weakness. It's actually a lot about how your brain is wired as biology. So what's actually going on in there? Well, let's talk about cortisol. You've probably heard of it. Think of cortisol as your body's get stuff done hormone. Facing a deadline, big presentation. Cortisol kicks in, helps you focus, gives you energy. And that's great for short bursts of stress. The problem is modern life. The stress often doesn't stop. It's chronic, ongoing. And when that happens, your cortisol levels can stay high, like all the time. And this is where it gets interesting. Your brain knows these high cortisol levels, they're not great long term. So it starts looking for relief, some way to bring things down. Now, your brain isn't consciously thinking a glass of wine will lower my cortisol, but that desire for relief, that feeling, it often shows up as a craving, maybe for alcohol. And yeah, research actually shows alcohol can lower cortisol levels in the short term. That's part of why that first drink after a terrible day can feel so good. It's providing temporary relief. But, and this is a big but, it's not a good long-term strategy. Not at all, because using alcohol like that, it actually messes with your body's natural stress response system over time. It can often leave you feeling more anxious the next day, that anxiety. So it's a quick fix, yeah, but the long-term results, not so great. And this kind of leads into what I sometimes call the booze trap. Here's how the cycle often goes. Stressful day happens. You have a drink, alcohol boosts GABA in your brain. GABA is a neurotransmitter that basically chills you out, makes you feel relaxed. If you get that initial feeling of calm, relief goes up, right? It tends to come down. Your GABA levels crash after a while. And guess what often rebounds? Cortisol, sometimes even higher than before. So now you're not only dealing with the original stress, you've also got this rebound anxiety kicking in. And what does your brain remember? What provided that quick relief earlier? Yep, more alcohol. Becomes this reinforcing cycle. And your brain, which is always looking for patterns, always learning, it starts to learn this pattern. Stress means drink, means temporary relief. It becomes a kind of default coping mechanism, even if it's unhealthy. So how do you know if it's just like wanting a casual beer with friends versus a real stress craving? Stress cravings often feel different. It's usually not just a passing thought, oh, a drink sounds nice. It feels more intense, more urgent, almost bossy. You might even notice physical stuff happening. Is your jaw clenched? Are your shoulders up around your ears? That feeling that you need that drink to unwind. That's often your nervous system sending out an SOS. It's screaming for relief from the stress. But again, remember, the alcohol is just masking the stress temporarily. It's not actually solving the root cause. Okay, so we get why it happens. Brain chemistry, habit loops, all that. What can we actually do about it? How do we handle these cravings when they hit? Here are a few practical things that can really help. First strategy, just delay the sip. Seriously. When you feel that strong urge coming on after a rough day, set a timer on your phone, just for 10 minutes. That's it. And in those 10 minutes, do something completely different. Anything. Go for a super quick walk around the block. Put on your favorite song and just dance ridiculously in the kitchen. Maybe even just scream into a pillow for a second if you need to, or doom scroll TikTok, whatever distracts you. You might be really surprised how often that intense craving just fades or lessens significantly in only 10 minutes. Okay, second idea, hack the habit loop. We talked about that loop. Stress, drink relief. That's the pattern your brain learned. We need to consciously create some new options, new loops. So, stress relief. What can go in the middle? Instead of stress, drink. Oh, I want to stress a cold shower. I know, it sounds awful, right? That blast of cold water, it actually triggers a release of dopamine. That's a feel-good chemical. It can give you a natural mood boost and energy shift, way better than the alcohol crash later. Or stress kitchen dance party, like I mentioned. Put on some loud music, move your body, shake off the tension. Text a friend and ask for their funniest meme of the day. Laughter, connection. Those are powerful stress relievers too. It interrupts the pattern. Now, sometimes just deep breathing or going for a walk isn't quite enough, especially after major stress. Your brain might need a little more subtle support, chemically speaking. This is where some natural compounds could be useful. Take L-Theanine, for example. It's an amino acid primarily found in green tea. What it does basically is help promote alpha brain waves, which are associated with calm alertness. So it can help quiet a racing mind without making you feel drowsy or out of it. It's pretty gentle. Then there's vitamin B6, really important. B6 is crucial for making neurotransmitters like serotonin. And serotonin is huge for mood stability, feeling okay. Here's the thing. Stress itself, and also drinking alcohol, can deplete your B6 levels. So making sure you get enough B6 can actually support your natural mood regulation, help you feel more balanced. And just for full transparency, both L-theanine and vitamin B6 are key ingredients in Cloud9's Daily Restore formula, which, yes, is something I developed specifically to help provide that kind of balance and support for handling stress better. It's about giving your body the building blocks it needs, essentially. Okay, final strategy. Replace the ritual. This is a big one. Because often that end-of-day drink isn't just about the alcohol itself. It's part of a routine, right? It's a signal, okay, the stressful workday is over. Now I can relax. So find ways to replace that ritual with something else that signals relaxation, but without the booze. It's pouring wine, maybe brew some fancy matcha tea, put it in a nice glass, maybe even your wine glass. You still get that moment, that ritual of preparing something special, sitting down, unwinding, just swap the liquid. Or maybe try what some people call angry yoga. Really getting into some strong poses, breathing out the frustration, a physical sensation, a distraction. It works. It's also just helpful to be aware of things that can make you more vulnerable to these stress cravings in the first place, like not getting enough sleep. Huge trigger. Skipping meals, letting your blood sugar get all out of whack, that definitely doesn't help. Feeling really lonely, or maybe the opposite, totally overstimulated, both can increase cravings. And spending all day faking fine, pretending everything's okay when you're actually struggling. That emotional labor, it takes a toll and can make you crave an escape. Just knowing your personal triggers can make a big difference. Okay, so let's wrap this up. The big takeaway here is that wanting alcohol when you're stressed out, it isn't some kind of moral failing or lack of willpower. Please hear that. It's largely a biological response. Your brain is literally looking for relief from that feeling of stress. But the good news is our brains are incredibly adaptable. They can learn new patterns. The more you understand your own specific patterns, your triggers, what works for you, the more power you have to create new, healthier ones. And look, this isn't about saying you have to give up happy hour forever if you genuinely enjoy it sometimes. It's about getting to a place where you feel genuinely better, more resilient, not just relying on something to temporarily numb the stress. So maybe next time that urge hits hard after a really tough day, just try to pause 1 second, take a breath, and maybe just ask yourself gently, what do I really need right now underneath the craving? Is it actually a drink? Or is it maybe a hug, a quick nap, 5 minutes of silence? Stupidly funny meme. You might be surprised what the real answer is. Give it a try. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor. Leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.